everyone. Today I'm going to be discussing two interesting sales and marketing cases from our textbook. One about selling office furniture in a competitive market, and another about overcoming sales hesitation in engineering solutions. So I've put a lot of thought into these cases, asking key questions along the way, really understand the best strategies. So let's get started. So let's start with case one and its questions. So the first question, overcoming, it's about overcoming a lower price offer by a competitor. So price is always a major factor in purchasing decisions, but is it the most important one? Since our competitor is offering a lower price, I would focus on the added value that our furniture brings. For example, better productivity, adaptability, and long-term efficiency. Why should Arnold and Associates focus on long-term value instead of just cost? Because it's a cheaper option. Like the cheaper option may not fully meet their needs, leading to additional expenses down the line. Our design ensures that they maximize space, provide better client experience, and save time on document retrieval instead of just selling furniture. I'm selling a smarter, more efficient workplace. If we communicate this well, the client will see that paying a little more upfront will save them money in the long run. So let's move on to question two. Specific value offered to Arnold and Associates. The main value we bring is customization. Unlike cheaper options, our solution will be tailored to the customer's needs, whether it's facilitating client meetings, increasing storage, or adapting to technology changes. But what does this really mean for their business? It means a more professional image when meeting clients, less wasted time retrieving files, and an adaptable workspace that can grow with them. I would emphasize that our furniture is not just about aesthetics, but about improving workflow with built in storage. Employees won't waste time retrieving files, and the adaptability of our furniture means they won't have to replace it as they grow. This long-term efficiency is something a low-cost competitor just cannot provide. Moving on to question three. So, question three is communicating the value effectively. So, to get this message across, I would use real world examples and maybe even case studies from similar companies that been benefited from our solutions. But what if the client still is very fixated on the price? Um, a cost benefit analysis would help here, breaking down how our solution saves them money over time compared to a cheaper, less efficient option. It's about shifting the conversation from price to investment. A lower price now could mean higher costs in the future due to inefficiencies. This is a key concept in value based selling. Moving on to question four, sales aids for a more engaging presentation. For a compelling presentation, visuals are key. How can I make sure my pitch stands out against the competition? I bring a 3D office layout, the rendering, so that they can see exactly how their new space would look. A before and after comparison of inefficient versus optimized offices would drive the point home. Testimonials from past clients would also add credibility, reinforcing that our solution has worked for others in similar situations. Maybe even a short video or demo of adaptable furniture in action would seal the deal. So moving forward to case 2 or chapter 8, which I'm doing. So this is about Martichenko engineering. So the first question, how can we handle buyer hesitation here for this case? So after 15 calls and no sales, Dwighty is finally close. But Harris wants more time to think. The worst move here would be to just wait and hope Dwighty needs to stay engaged. But how do you stay persistent without being pushy? A great approach would be to set a follow up date and offer additional insights. In the meantime, maybe he sends over a case study showing how another company benefited from switching suppliers, or he shares more about how Martichenko's company reliability could solve Hudson's late delivery issues. Keeping communication open without being overbearing is key here. Moving on to the next question. What should have been done during the sales presentation? So, when Harry said he needed time, Dwighty should have dug deeper by asking specific questions. What's the main concern? Or is there anything specific you're holding you back? This would have helped uncover any hidden objections, but what if Harris truly does not have any objections and just wants to wait? In that case, Dwighty could have summarized the key benefits again, reinforcing why switching suppliers could be a smart move. Even asking for a small commitment, like a trial order, could have kept momentum going instead of leaving things completely open ended. Lastly, the last question for case 2, chapter 8, overcoming the forestalling tactic. The I need to think it over tactic is common in sales, and the best way to counter it is proactively addressing any doubts. But how do you prevent this from happening in the first place? Dwighty should have anticipated this hesitation and preemptively provided data on how Martichenko outperforms competitors. He could have also created urgency by highlighting Hudson's late delivery issues if their current supplier is unreliable. Every day costs them money. Instead of just waiting, Dwighty needs to remind Harris why taking action now is in Hudson's best interest. Would a special offer or an added service for the first order make it more compelling? It's about making the decision easier and harder to delay. So, um, I would say that both cases highlight an important lesson in sales. Price is not everything. The hesitation is an obstacle that can be overcome with the right strategy. For the furniture company, it's about showing the long-term value beyond price. For the engineering firm, it's about being proactive and not letting hesitation stall the deal. Asking the right questions, presenting value clearly, and handling objections effectively can make all the difference. I hope this breakdown gave you a solid understanding of how to tackle these kinds of challenges. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.